Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Boy, it's got to say something about you and your desire to be a trader that you're in front of the screen here tonight as opposed to being in front of the big screen. Uh, you guys know me if you've been around for any length of time. I'm not exactly what you'd call a sports guy, but I certainly have nothing against it. And to see people get together and enjoy and have good fellowship and have good times, hey, nothing wrong with that. The fact that you guys pay so much money to see men run around in tight pants, I don't know. But anyway, just keep it safe out there, all right? If you're drinking, give the keys to your host or call Uber, call a taxi, walk it off, please. Do not get behind a wheel. And you know, we mentioned this on a somber note. We mentioned this on Friday on the radio show. This is a statistical fact. The incidence of domestic abuse is higher on Super Bowl Sunday than it is any other day of the year. Doesn't say anything negative about football itself. It just says something about men and beer and egos and gambling and yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk a few minutes here about trading, and then we'll let you get on with your day, your afternoon. I'm not sure when the party starts. I'm going out to see my brother today. Ask that you all keep him in your prayers. I think today is the day that God may transition him home. And so I'm going out not to mourn. I'm going out to celebrate his life with him. He knows he's got a place in glory for eternity. And, you know, that's all that really matters. So this is not something sudden. This has been 5 years now in the making. This day has been 5 years coming. So you're never really ready for something, but I do believe it's easier to get through than when you get that call, that phone call out of the blue that there's, you know, been a tragedy, an accident, a car wreck. You have an opportunity to prepare your mind and your spirit and your heart and all of that. And I know that many of you have prayed for my brother over the years and the different struggles that he's gone through, and I appreciate it, and he appreciates it so very much. And so I want to just jump right into the questions and answer any questions that I can. What I said in the invitation was that we would take a look at the free trade we gave out last Sunday night, and we will. I'll also give you another free trade for tonight. Markets still don't open yet for almost an hour. And the market that I'm going to give you a trade for trades on the ICE exchange. So that opens an hour, I believe it is, later than the S&P. So I'm going to open up the chat box right now and see what's in. No drinking here, 20 years sober. God bless you, brother. 20 years, that's well, let's just say I've been in those rooms. And so I myself am a friend of Bill. Okay. All right. Let's go take a look at Sunday's trade. And then you guys, any questions that you have about anything, type them into the chat box. I'm not going to drag my feet tonight. I'm definitely not going to go into teaching mode, but I do want to answer any questions. I do have a Super Bowl Sunday offer for anybody who is not yet a partner. And so if you want to take advantage of that, I'll tell you what it is. And if you want to take advantage of it, I didn't go to the I haven't had time to set up a payment link and all of that, but you can confirm that you want the Super Bowl issue by email, and then later tonight we'll take care of the payment, and we'll get you on the mailing list for tomorrow morning so that you're in the live trading room at 9:30 a.m. Eastern when the bell rings. Okay? So let us go to last Sunday night. 1 week ago tonight, it was the 31st of January. Crude oil, we said to short 33.20 with the first target. At 32.95. The stop again was 33.55, so we had a 25-cent stop loss. Okay, and we had a 25-cent target. After we wrapped up last week, and we went long last week, I went to the free trade page. And if you haven't registered there, you really should. I'll show you how to do that. In fact, I'll type it into the chat box right now. It's cfrn.net / CFRN.net free Emini trades. Yeah, it's in the chat box. You can sign up. And then tomorrow you'll get an email that allows you to pick a username and a password. Tell you what, once you go there and sign up, typically you have to wait a day to get this email. But I'm going to go ahead and just give you the page now. There you go. Do the first page, then do the second page. You can pick your user ID and password on that second page. So last Sunday night on the free trade page and on the Google Plus page, I gave out the second target, which was 32.70. Gave out the third target, which was 32.45. I then gave out the extreme target, which was 31.35. Now, crude oil, when it moves $1, whether it's for you or against you, from 33.20 to 32.20, which is right here. That's $1,000 per contract. So from 33.20 to 32.20, that's $1,000. Down here, when you hit 31.20, that's another 1,000. Okay. Now, if we scoot over here, we can see that the following day we continued in the same vein. We had a Concierge Trade Alert to sell 31.10. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. If you took the Sunday night trade and trailed your stop behind the BBC using the 30-minute chart we were using Sunday night when the trade was issued, you would still be in the trade $3,000 plus later without being stopped out. Now let me show you what that looks like. When you become a CFRN partner, you own this indicator set for life. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So this is where we were initially triggered into the trade. okay? And then important prices, important areas are almost always tested. Look what happened. Price came up, got above the trigger, triggered again, and touched the second target, got above the trigger, triggered again, got above the trigger, triggered again. This time it dropped straight down to the second and third target. So when you hear me say that important prices, important areas are almost always tested, this is what I mean by that. Okay, and if you listen to the radio show each day when I do a recap of the Concierge Trade Alerts from the night before, you hear me say that over and over. Okay, now once we left this area, if you trailed behind the BBC, not right on top of it, because we expect price to come back and touch it. And when price doesn't close up above it, that's a sign that the price movement is going to continue in the same direction. So that's what this means. If you took the trade Sunday night and trailed your stop behind the BBC using the 30-minute chart we were using Sunday night when the trade was issued, you'd still be in the trade $3,000 later. So from 33.20 to 30.20, which is right there. See how price keeps coming back to bump, okay? Ultimately, that trade, before it transitioned into a long trade, and did we catch the exact swing low bottom? No, but we did tell our subscribers the following day to sell 31.10, and then we told our subscribers to buy 29.90. So we never catch the exact bottom. We never catch the exact top. Our goal is to take a bite out of the middle, okay? And we took a very hefty bite out of the middle of this one. And so now, remember, important prices, important areas are almost always tested. Trigger, back above the trigger, trigger again, okay? Now down here, trigger, back below the trigger, trigger again. And so crude was just incredibly kind all week. Here's the next one I have highlighted out. On February 5th, the alert was sent out February 4th. By 31.90, ran up 46 ticks, back below the trigger, ran up 55 ticks. The sell side was sell 31.30, 38 ticks. And then if I stretch it out, what happened? Important prices, important areas. So there we go again. This time we dropped all the way to 30.63. Okay. So that was crude, going all the way back to last Sunday night. Again, the indicator set that I was showing you, and I also showed that on the S&P and on the Dow throughout the week. If you don't tune into the radio show, you can always go to our Google Plus page. Let me just bring up a fresh window. If you just Google Emini Google Plus, it'll take you right there, very first option. Takes you to our Google Plus page. Also, if you're on our website, CFRN.net, if you click Emini Radio Blog, watch recent broadcasts, you can go back and you can watch radio show after radio show after radio show. I'll usually get a couple markets covered at the beginning, but then at the end of the radio show. So if you want to fast forward up to like the last 30 minutes of each show, typically Michael does a recap of the live trading room about 30 minutes into the radio show. I hit different markets all throughout the show, but then at the end of the show, final 30 minutes, I make a sweep through and cover all 8. And if the one trade a days have triggered, I cover those as well. Okay, so that's how you get there. You'll find webinars, seminars, Q&A sessions, the video for last week's Q&A session. You'll find it here. This goes back over 2 years, I think. If you scroll to the bottom and you think you found it all, and it just keeps going. Okay, so that's how you get there. Radio show starts each day at 12 noon Eastern, Joseph. BBC stands for Bull Bear Cross. When price is below it, we're bearish. In other words, we expect lower prices. When price is above it, we're bullish. We expect higher prices. Okay. Now that's relative to whatever time frame we happen to be in at the moment. For instance, if we were to go to the range chart that we use every day in the live trading room, I'll show you. Now we were just looking at a 30-minute chart. We use a range chart in the live trading room where every candle is exactly 4 ticks tall. Every candle exactly 4 ticks tall. We never risk more than 8 ticks. So if I insert the indicator, indicator, there we go, CFRN. See, this is our basic trade setup right here. This is the long trade. Bullish cross, price pulls away, price pulls back, up close, by the open of the next candle, and then 10 ticks higher, and we're done for the day. Okay. Same trade setup in reverse. Bearish cross, price is below, we expect lower prices, that's what we get. When price is above, we expect higher prices, that's what we get. It's very simple. It's the most simple trade setup that you've probably ever seen. We designed it that way. No reason to complicate it with a million different indicators and oscillators and extra data feeds and trends and tricks and, you know, depth of market, all these other, not depth of market, but the advanced decline line. Now those, I'm not putting those things down. Those are all valuable tools that measure certain things. We just don't have a need to measure those in order to do what we do. Bearish cross, price pulls away, price pulls back, down close, sell the open of the next candle. This candle opens at 985.20. So in order to reach our daily goal, we need to get down to 984.20. And that's it. That's our daily goal. This is when you walked in and sat down Friday afternoon. You were one and done. One trade done for the day. Our daily goal is $100 per contract per day. Once you become consistently profitable at making $100 per contract per day, and you increase your account balance by $2,000, then you can add a second contract. And then we have a blueprint that will kind of take you by the hand, and after a certain number of weeks, you'll add your third contract, then you'll add your fourth. The 2420 blueprint is designed to take you from 1 to 20 contracts in 24 months. Now, I don't want to say it's impossible to blow up your account if you follow the blueprint, because all things are possible. But you'll have to really work hard to blow up your account if you follow the rules, because you have to first be consistently profitable before you can even go live. You got to show us 10 days in a row where you make $100 in 10 trades or less, 10 days in a row. Nobody can get lucky 10 days in a row. When you do that, you've proven to yourself and to us that you've acquired the skill set necessary to go live. Once you go live, one contract, that's it. Increase your account balance by $2,000, add a second contract. Each time you add another contract, you're doing it with profits you earned in the market. So do you see how if you grow your business that way, it becomes almost impossible to blow it up? Because if you have 2 days back to back where you are unable to make your $100 in 10 trades or less, you have to go back into the simulator. We have to have a mentoring session. We have to get together and do some troubleshooting and find out what happened. Then you have to practice in sim a couple days until you regain your confidence, hit your stride. We've overcome that obstacle, whatever it was. Now you're ready to go live again. Okay, pick up right where you left off. So as long as you follow the rules and as long as you stick to that, it makes it real hard to blow up your account. But again, trust me, if you work at it hard enough, you can. But it's not likely to happen if you follow the rules. That's the thing. People get anxious. They lose patience. They lack self-discipline. These are all things that we teach you need. Our mentoring program starts out with you writing a business plan. Okay? That's how we treat this. We treat it as a business. We teach you to treat it as a business. The more you treat it like a business, the more it will behave like a business. The more it behaves like a business, the more business-like results you're going to get. Goal setting is important. You define what the goals are for your business. Is it going to be your sole source of support eventually? Is it going to supplement your income? You write a business plan just as you would for any other business that you were headed down to the bank to try to get a loan for, except we're not getting any loans to launch our business. You save up the money to fund your initial account, and then all growth is funded internally from profits that you earn from your trading business. If you're not profitable, you don't grow because you go back to sim. Okay? Now, that may be a little humbling, but it's no walk of shame. It's a smart business decision. It's the kind of a decision a Warren Buffett would make. If he's not profitable, he's not going to bleed out on the trading floor. He's going to go back into sim where he can get some help from the mentors to figure out what happened, what went wrong, how he can fix it. And then once he shows consistent profitability again, then and only then do we go live again. Oh, Dale, thank you so much. Tom, trailing 8 ticks, no target. In the beginning, you will use a hard target, Tom. If you're trading our methodology, you'll use a hard target, okay? If you're trading the Russell, Crude, Gold, those pay $10 a tick. So you need 10 ticks to be done for the day. If you're trading the S&P or soybeans, those pay $12.50 per tick. So you need 8 ticks. We use an 8-tick hard stop on all markets. Once you have 4 ticks profit in the trade, we move our stop to break even. So once you have 4 ticks profit, there's no more risk on the trade. The only risk at this point is the commission that you'll owe for the trade, which is why at the 5th tick of profit, most partners will lock in 1 more tick. That covers the cost of commissions. And then we aggressively manage the trade. We have 10 trades at our disposal to reach our daily goal of $100. So if we're trading the Russell, for example, if we get stopped out with 3 ticks, then we get stopped out with 4 ticks, that's 7 ticks. And then on the next trade, let's say we hit our target of 10 ticks. That's 17 ticks. That's 170% of our daily goal. Well, the 7 trades we don't use today, those roll forward in the daily performance tracker to be used on a future day when you have a rough day. And the 70% that you went beyond your daily goal, that rolls forward as well. The rollover trades, they never expire. They're always there. It's all designed to give you calm and peace of mind, knowing that you have virtually an unlimited supply of trades at your disposal to make your $100 per contract per day. Any trader who's ever traded knows what it's like to come in, sit down, get stopped out once, get stopped out twice, maybe even get stopped out 3 times in a row. That's a heck of a way to start the day. We don't even blink twice. We just take the next trade as it comes. Because we have the ammunition, we know that we have a definable edge. And as long as we don't lose our cool, as long as we continue to deploy the edge, obey the rules, we'll be just fine. How much should the account be starting out? Dale, the minimum account balance with different brokers have different amounts. Daniel's Trading, the minimum to open is $2,500 there. My suggestion, no matter what the minimum amount is that your broker requires, I suggest you open with somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000. Because if you're going to trade the S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell, or the NASDAQ, the margins per contract are $500. If you're going to trade gold or crude or some of the other contracts that are available, those margins are substantially higher. Now, by the time you advance to your 3rd contract, you're going to have more money in your account than you need to trade the level that you're currently at. I believe in a 1.5 times rule of thumb. In other words, if you're trading at a level that requires $5,000, let's say you're trading the S&P 500, you're at 10 contracts, okay? It takes $5,000 of margin to put that trade on. My suggestion is that you have a minimum of $7,500 in your account because you got to cover drawdowns, you got to cover stop outs. A 2-to-1 ratio is not, there's nothing wrong with that. But beyond that, you're inviting trouble because in the event of a flash crash, if you have a hard stop that gets jumped, they can eat up whatever's in your account. They can't eat up what's not in the account. So once you hit your third contract, you should have your broker send you a check every week, or you can do a bank wire. That gets a little expensive. 2 reasons. Number 1, we don't want too much money in the account that we can lose due to what I just explained. Many of us who have blown up a few accounts in our day, we need to start rewiring our brain so that we understand and believe that, hey, we actually can build a business here. We actually can get a paycheck every week. Okay? That's very important from a psychological perspective. Probably many of you listening today have ran your account up 10,000, 15, 20, 30,000, and then watched it get wiped out. If you follow our rules, that won't happen to you. Okay? You have to develop discipline. Now, we can't sit on your chest and make you do the right thing, but we're going to teach you the right thing. And if you'll agree to yourself, agree with yourself and with your creator that you're going to always do the right thing even when it's painful, it won't happen to you again. I don't care how many accounts you've blown up in the past, you don't ever have to blow up another account again, because you're only going to trade. Remember, after the first contract, you're only trading with profit you earned in the market. No more robbing the IRA, the 401k, or hitting Aunt Ida up for another loan. Those days are behind you. If you don't have the money to fund your initial account, save it up. Okay? Market's not going to go anywhere. It'll still be around. How much loss can we take per day? Well, VJ, the idea is to make $100 in 10 trades or less. Before you go live, you're going to prove to yourself that you have the ability to be consistently profitable in the market. Okay? So you have 10 trades to make $100. The most you're going to lose on a trade is $80, because we never, or $100 if you're trading the S&P, because we never risk more than 8 ticks. Now, if you have 2 days in a row where it takes you more than 10 trades to reach your daily goal, you need to come out of the live market. You shouldn't be in the live market right now. You should be back in the simulator practicing, letting us help you in a private mentoring session figure out what's going on. Maybe it's a case of the nerves. Who knows what it could be, but we'll get to the bottom of it. But it's better that we get to the bottom of it in the simulator, not in the live market. There's no reason that you can't reach your daily goal of $100 in 10 trades or less on a daily basis. Plus, you have the carryover trades. You come in on a Monday, your first day going live, and it takes you 5 trades to reach your goal. Okay? Then that means when you come into work on Tuesday, you have 15 trades at your disposal to reach your daily goal. See, if you can't reach the $100 now in 15 trades instead of 10, you don't belong in the live market. And that's where people make the mistake, is they force themselves to keep trading live in hopes that they'll get better, in hopes that they'll catch on, when that's the worst thing you can possibly do. You've got to go back into sim. We've got to troubleshoot. We've got to figure out what's happening to you, what the difference is between when you're trading in sim and you're consistently profitable, and when you go live and things start to fall apart. Okay? Dwayne, do you let a trader use Ninja or TradeStation and a broker they choose? You can use any broker that you want, Chris. We don't code our indicators for TradeStation. There's a security issue there, but you can use Ninja. In fact, probably 50%, give or take, of our clients use NinjaTrader. Link does not work for the Emini Trades registration. Well, let's see what the problem is. CFRN.net/free Emini Trades. Okay, the free Emini Trades page. That works. I just went there. Free-Emini-Trades-. Oh, at the very end, instead of did I type in register? It should be registration. My apology. Is that what I did? Yeah. Okay. Instead of free Emini Trades -register, it's -registration. My bad. Thanks for pointing that out. Can you use Sierra chart? No. The only platforms that we support are NinjaTrader. We also support DT Pro, which is a white labeled platform from Daniels Trading. You'll find the same platform at many brokers. If your broker clears through Gain Capital, then they have a platform our indicators will work on. Okay? There's a high probability that your broker has a platform our indicators will work on. Call us 949-42-EMINI and we'll take a look. Of course, you can always go the NinjaTrader route. You can always do your trial on DT Pro. And if you ultimately have to, once you prove to yourself that you're capable of learning this methodology and it's the answer for you, then you can make your switch if need be. Okay? We do not sell the indicators alone, Carlos. We have a 90-day mentoring program. Okay? Everyone goes through the same education. Everyone uses the same tools. So we don't break it up and part it out. VJ, what is the best time to trade crude? 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern? VJ, you can trade crude around the clock, and I'll show you. Okay. Let's go to all right, I'm going to switch this to 5 minutes so you can get some perspective. I'll just go ahead and put it on an hour so you can really see. Okay, in the dead of night, 2100 hours, in this hour there's 8,000 contracts, 4,800 contracts, next hour 2,600 contracts, 2,900 contracts, 5,000 contracts, 5,000 contracts, 17,000 contracts. So this trade here which triggered at 6 a.m. Eastern. I mean, that's just a beautiful trade right there. Okay, and that's trading it off an hourly chart. Markets are fractal in nature, so you're not tied to just the range chart. You can use, now that's what we train you on, is the range chart. But if you're looking to take, you know, a bigger bite out of the market, you can, and you don't have to change a thing in the world except the time. Go back to January 25th here. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. See, this is the S&P 500. Okay, that's tradable around the clock. So is gold. So is the euro. 3 points, 3.5 points, 4.5 points, 9 points. This was the one trade a day, 1881. Okay. Sell 1862. Worked out nicely. Buy 1875. That worked out nicely. As you can see, each day, that's why it's a good idea to follow along each day, watch the recap, so you can see that we are consistently profitable, both in the live trading room and with the Concierge Trade Alerts. We recap everything for you. And the emails come out every night, roughly 9 p.m. Eastern. Looks just like this. Concierge Trade Alerts tells you when to buy or at what price we recommend that you buy or sell. Okay, very straightforward. Buy 1916 and a quarter, sell 1887 and a quarter. Okay. Yeah, Ray, the Concierge Trade Alerts will come out much later tonight than normal. Yeah, Chris, you know, if you're consistently profitable, you're saying that you won't leave Sierra charts because Ninja crashed on you, then there was some problem with your with somehow that you had it set up, because I mean, tens upon tens of thousands of traders around the world use Ninja and use it successfully. What's important is being consistently profitable in the market. If you're already consistently profitable in the market, well, then there would be no reason for you to change anything anyway. That's how I would look at it. Now, if you're not consistently profitable, to say, I'm not profitable, but I'm not going to change platforms, you would probably want to reevaluate thinking about that. VJ, can we trade currency? Yes, you can trade the euro. You can trade the yen. We don't do Forex pairs. We trade currency futures. Okay, I'll show you. Here's the 6E. This is the euro. Currency future. This is on an hourly chart. Okay. Going into the close Friday, we had a nice rally from the 3rd up through the 5th. And then on Friday, we had a bearish cross. And I would look for a leg down on the open of the euro tonight. So, yes, VJ, you can trade virtually any currency. I mean, the Mexican peso, 6M. Oh, wrong month. 6M. H. Here we go. Again, you're not dealing with a dealing desk. It's highly regulated through the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Tom, concierge service is different from one trade a day, right? Yeah, the concierge trade alerts, you get 8 markets every night via email around 9 p.m. Eastern. The one trade a days, it's $75 per market, minimum of 2 markets. Those are posted on their own website every morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. With the concierge trade alerts, you're getting the numbers before the London Open, before the Wall Street Open, and before the 10 o'clock news hits. With the one trade a days, you're getting those numbers after Europe has closed for the day. If you go look at any chart about 11:30 a.m. Eastern, you'll see a change in the activity in the markets. And that's what we're taking advantage of there. Okay. Now, is there anyone that has any particular chart you want me to look at, any particular market? Just let me know, and I'll bring up that. Otherwise, when the daily new numbers come out at 10:30, are the previous numbers good until then? Yes, Tom. And they actually come out at 11:30 if you're referring to the one trade a day. In the beginning, it was 10:30, but then we realized that at 11:30 a.m. was a very dynamic time of the day when the European market closed, and so we wanted to be able to take advantage of that. Oh yeah, Chris, well, like I say, if you're already a consistent trader, then there would certainly be, here's what I always say: if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. So you're good, brother. If Sierra is working for you and you're consistently profitable, that's exactly where you should stay. Ernest, you want to look at gold? Okay, we can take a look at gold. In fact, let's see. Here's gold. On Friday, we had a concierge trade alert to buy 11.59. Now, at the time I highlighted this chart for the radio show, there was 50 ticks available. We also said to sell 11.49, and I'll show you that email. Buy 11.59, sell 11.49. So that's exactly what we were doing on Friday. Bought 11.59. The market made 50 ticks available, or $500 per contract, and then sell 11.49. Now, important prices, important areas are almost always tested. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And then trigger, trigger, trigger. 3 triggers in a row. Then the big move came at the end of the day, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, which should set the stage for stocks. We should have a bearish open tonight, considering this rally that gold took going into the close. And so from 11.59 up to 11.75, so that was about a 15-point move. $1,500 per contract is what was available. Per contract. Now on these bigger moves, we will typically get out with a trailing stop. Okay, you can trail as tightly as you want. The further you go, the tighter you want. You want to take it. Now when you're trading multiple contracts, let's say you're up to 9. So you may take 3 off very early on, and then take off another third, and then take off your last third when the market comes back and stops you out. Okay. Any other questions, Ernest, on gold? James, not sure if this is the right meeting for this. I'm getting better at taking the one trade a day alerts, but for me it's counterintuitive. Instead of buying low and selling high, we're buying high and selling low. Not sure what you mean, James. We often will buy high and sell higher. We buy above resistance. Yes, we do. And we'll often sell below support. And support and resistance is relevant to the time frame that you're looking at it on. It depends. If you're looking at a 4-tick range chart, what might appear to be resistance to you there on an hourly chart, see, the larger the time frame, the more accurate support and resistance information you're going to get. So what sort of time frame are you using? 5 minute? Okay. My suggestion to you is go to a larger time frame. If you really want to see where support and resistance is in the market, go to like an hourly chart. I'll show you what I mean. This is an hourly. I'll get rid of these for just a second. Okay. So we can see that in this market, you've got major resistance up in this area here. Okay. A leg and a retrace, leg and a retrace, a leg. Then we came back, and what happens here is on the second time back up to this area, sellers will come in early to defend this position. Why? Well, if they participated in this leg of the journey, they want to make sure they don't miss the second one. If they miss this one, if they got it, they want to get it again. If they missed it, they want to make sure they don't miss it this time. And so when you get a nice leg like this and it comes back to this area, this is repeatable crowd type behavior. Watch for sellers to come in early, and then on this third push up, let them hit the number and catch it as they come back out. Okay? Go to a higher time frame and give yourself a little different perspective. Now, inside of that larger support and resistance picture that you pull off of an hour, then go inside and look at your 5 minute. Okay? In fact, set up a couple different charts. Set up one on an hour, set up one on a 5 minute, and it's like those little Russian nesting dolls that nest inside of each other. You'll see these areas that nest inside of each other. The larger the time frame, the more important the area. Tom says, I'm sorry to ask this again, but if I'm doing the one trade per day, the new numbers come out at 11:30 Eastern. Are those numbers still good until the next day when the new numbers come out? I'm sorry, Tom. I thought I answered that. The answer is yes, they are. Absolutely. 100%. Okay, great. Okay, any other questions, guys? I mean, we just had a great week. Gosh, bonds on Friday, our one trade a day to buy 163.03. That worked out well for us. Crude oil, the whole week was good, beginning with last Sunday, right on up through Friday. The Russell, is this the one? Yeah. This goes all the way back to January 20th. We were selling 981. 993, 70 ticks, 1009. This was the one trade a day on this particular day for the Russell. $11.30, that's the one trade a day for that day. Now, just as an example, I mean, the alert came out here at 11:30. We didn't trigger until the 3:30 half hour, but we triggered at 10:28 and we ran up to 10:35.80. That's a $700 per contract move. Nobody gets out at the exact swing high or the exact swing low, but if you get taken out as the market pulls back, some beautiful profit there. Okay, the markets have just been so incredibly kind. This is going back to this past Monday, February 1st. Yeah, sell 1029 on the Russell. The swing low, important prices, important areas. Trigger again. Swing low was 1016. So that would be $1,200 per contract available there. And then the whole week in the Russell was very, very. So 1003, 15 points plus, that's $1,500 per contract. See if there's any other questions that I might have missed. Okay, great, Dale. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys two things. One is CFRN.net. Super Bowl special offer. Okay, I haven't had a chance to put a payment link in there yet. Super Bowl special, you get 6 months of the live trading room, 24 weekly partner workshops, 6 months of the video library, 24 weeks of weekly trading zones, unlimited personal mentoring is needed, lifetime ownership of the CFRN indicator set, and 6 months of Concierge Trade Alerts. Regular price for the 3-month mentoring program is $34.97. 3 months of the Concierge Trade Alerts is $14.97 per month. Super Bowl special, good only until midnight. If we took all of these and added them up, $34.97, $14.97, $14.97 would be $64.91. Today you can save $2,500. Total cost $39.97. Okay. Super Bowl special offer. All you got to do is email me support@cfrn.net and say, I want the Super Bowl offer. Okay. That locks you in, and when I get back tonight, I will email out a link for you, and then I'll go ahead and get you on the mailing list for tomorrow morning. Okay. I'll just take your word for it. I'll get you on the mailing list, but do try to take care of the payment tonight, okay? Otherwise, I'll get in hot water with the bookkeeper. CFRN.net, super-bowl- I'll put it in the chat box. Yeah, Mark passed away back in October of last year. James says, just heard Mark Douglas passed away. Yeah, it was sad. I spoke with him the night prior. He was very excited. He had just finished his book. Yeah, he and I became very close there towards the end. We spent a lot of time talking on the phone. He was a good man. Mark was one of the good guys. Although he had been in and out of the hospital, this was not expected. It really wasn't. Tom, hey Dwayne, just got here to ask if you record these meetings, you analyze alerts, performance, and strategies. I'm totally dedicated to use them efficiently. As to this day, I had no luck with it. I want to do it properly. What is it you want to do, Tom? Shoot me an email, support@cfrn.net, and sign up for personal mentoring. If you're already a partner, okay, the recordings, you just go to the Google Plus page. Do you know how to get to the Google Plus page? Yeah, that's where the recording will be later, okay? All right. Okay, this is the free trade. Oh, the market's just open. Let's see what happened. Oh, we're actually moving higher. Much to my surprise. Huh. I didn't expect that, quite frankly. Okay. Well, that's not going to change my trade. Okay, the fact that the market's, because we'll see what happened. Okay, so Russell. Sell 980. Stop loss 985. First target 975. Second target 960. Third target 945. Okay, we're going to sell 980. 985 is going to be our stop loss. First target 975. Second target 960. Third target 945. After you hit your first target, move your stop to break even. Okay. Sell on a stop. No, actually, these are points. $980. This is a 5-point stop loss, 500 bucks. Okay. Your first target is 500 bucks. Second target is another 1,500 bucks. The third target is another 1,500 bucks. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to wrap it up there, guys. I hope your team wins, whoever that is. Thomas, you have to manage, if you're going to use an 8-tick stop, then you have to manage your trade aggressively, okay? You can go with the structural, you can, but also if you go back, not to this past Thanksgiving, go back to the Thanksgiving before that, watch the videos that I did, okay? Where I do the recap with the 8-tick stop. Not last Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving before that. Okay, so that would be November of 2014. On the Google Plus page, go all the way back to November of 2014. You'll find a bunch of, after the radio show, I'd spend about 2 hours a day recapping the Concierge Trade Alerts tick by tick using an 8-tick stop. Okay, you can still do that. You just have to be very aggressive with your risk management. You got to make sure you take your stop to break even at 4 ticks, and then you got to start locking in aggressively, and those trades will trigger over and over and over and over and over. But in SIM, work with it using the structural setup of the market, okay? And so if this trade triggers, and I don't know that it will, okay, but if it does, I don't know what the market's going to look like when it triggers, okay? So you might be able to use less than a 5-point stop. But I'll take a look at the charts and I'll put up some notes when I come back. So guys, again, happy Super Bowl Sunday. Hope your team wins. I don't even know who's playing. Oh, I think the Broncos and somebody. I'm sure they got somebody to show up and play. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning in the live trading room. All right? Take care. God bless.